In this video series, we'll be learning about Apple's Bootcamp and how we can use this to install a copy of Windows onto our Mac computer. So what exactly is Bootcamp? Well, Bootcamp comes in two parts. Firstly, it's an assistant on the Mac side that allows you to partition your hard drive so that you can run both the Mac operating system and a copy of the Windows operating system on your machine. And then there's the portion that runs on the Windows side, which essentially installs all of the necessary drivers to run the Mac hardware in a Windows environment. So it comes in two parts, and we'll start the video by looking at the assistant that runs on the Mac side. So what I recommend you do to find out the best configuration for your machine is to actually go to this site here, which is apple.com/support/bootcamp. And there's a whole host of different tutorials and information on how to get started with Bootcamp. In particular though, right now I'm interested in the system requirements option here, so I'm going to click on this. And this will take me to a very useful support document that talks about which versions of Windows you can install on your particular Mac. Older Mac computers cannot install the latest versions of Windows, unfortunately. So right now I'm using a 2009 MacBook Pro and it does not support Windows 8. So how do you know what version of Windows is supported by your model? Well, if you actually scroll down on this support page, you can click on the type of Mac computer that you're using. I'm using a MacBook Pro, so I'll click on this. And you're given this whole list of different versions of Macs. So we need to figure out which version or which kind of Mac release we have. We can do that by going to the Apple logo in the top left-hand corner, going to About This Mac, and then we can click on More Info. And then you'll be presented with MacBook Pro or whichever version you have. And in this particular case, I've got a 15-inch and it's a mid-2009. So it's a slightly older model. And that's important to note because if we scroll down to the mid-2009 15-inch, which is right here, it shows me that I need a different version of the Bootcamp software depending on which installation of Windows I decide to put on here. If I scroll to the top, it's got the different versions of Windows, and it shows me that if I want to install XP or Vista, I actually need to use the DVD that came with my Mac to install those drivers. But in this case, I'm going to install Windows 7, 64-bit. If I scroll down, it shows me that I need Bootcamp version 4. And most importantly of all, unfortunately, it shows me that if I wanted to install Windows 8, there's a little hyphen which shows me it's not supported on this model. So you have to be very careful about which version of Windows you can install on your particular model. So with that in mind, I've gone ahead and downloaded Windows 7. And I've got the ISO file here on my desktop. So what we need to do now is actually bear in mind what kind of Mac we have. I'm using an older Mac, so I have an optical DVD drive, and that's how I'm going to install Windows. If you're using a newer Mac, you won't have a DVD drive, so you'll have to use a different method and put that onto a USB thumb drive. In this case though, I need to actually burn this onto a physical DVD. So to do that, I'm going to go to my Finder, go to my Applications, and I'm going to go down to Utilities, and then Disk Utility. This makes it really easy to burn a disk image, which is what this is, to a DVD. So what I'm going to do is click on SuperDrive, which is my DVD drive. Make sure you put a blank disk in, and then click on the burn symbol. And then locate that ISO file, which is my Windows that I downloaded. Select that and click on Burn. And then just click on Burn. When this is finished, you'll see it mounted on your desktop as a DVD, and you'll also see it listed here in your disk utility. So for now, I can just minimize this, and the next thing I need to do is kickstart the actual Bootcamp Assistant installation process, and so we'll cover that in the next video.